coming in on the RSS feeds.
You are not alone.
It's on my phone, too.
In the digital age, where high-quality visuals are expected, filmmakers and content creators often face the challenge of reducing noise in their footage to ensure a polished and professional finish.
Crank that volume, turn it way up. Get your weapon, get your blade out. Damage, then you gon' pay up.
But why is noise a critical issue? A finished film goes through several stages of compression to reach the final viewers. It could be compression coming from YouTube's algorithm or your favorite OTT platform such as Netflix. This means cleaning up footage as much as we can naturally becomes a prerequisite for a final product.
Crank that volume, turn it way up, way up.
As we all know, three primary colors that constitute digital images are referred to as R, G, and B, namely red, green, and blue. These colors interact in different ways to produce the full range of colors and shades visible in images and videos. However, when footage is captured in less than ideal conditions, the systems can create unwanted noise in areas of the image where it lacks sensor information, which can appear as random RGB patches. This noise can significantly reduce the quality and clarity of the footage. As a result, reducing RGB noise has become a critical part of post-production for digital filmmakers and content creators. The first part of this tutorial will concentrate on spatial noise reduction, a technique that can effectively eliminate noise from a specific area of the image while preserving the overall sharpness and detail of the scene. Welcome to Colorist Factory. Let's dive into our tutorial. We have our footage right over here, and as we zoom in, you can notice that we have a lot of digital noise or RGB noise in this footage. You can see that RGB noise leaves specks of red, green, and blue spilled all over the footage, especially in the dark shadowed areas. Our objective is to clean the image up and get rid of the RGB noise from our talent's face. We already have a tool in DaVinci Resolve which can facilitate us to do that. In this first part of the two-part series, we are just going to talk about the first method of reducing RGB noise using spatial noise reduction tools. Spatial noise reduction understands what's happening in the image, and basically, it takes one frame at a time and tries to clean it up as much as it can. On the other hand, temporal noise reduction means that Resolve is always going to study a few frames that are placed ahead and behind our current frame on the timeline, and it's going to identify what is noise and what is an object. And then it's going to use that to clear up the digital noise in the footage. So, let's start exploring spatial noise reduction tools. First, here in the drop-down menu, we have our modes over here, which are faster, better, or enhanced. If you have, in any case, less noise, you can use faster, and if you have more noise, you can use enhanced. So, let's go ahead with enhanced for now, and let's change the radius to medium, and let's increase values in the spatial thresholds, luma, and chroma together. Keep increasing it, and as we do that, you can see that we have been successful in reducing most of the noise in this digitally shot footage. As you zoom in, you can see the specks of RGB are gone. But if you zoom out, this might be problematic to some filmmakers as we are losing a lot of characters' facial details over here. To understand this, quickly go ahead and disable this node. You'll observe around the eyes that we are losing a lot of skin pore detail over here, and this can be unacceptable for some filmmakers. So, to address this issue, firstly, we are going to only use the chroma noise reduction slider and not the luma one. Let's again zoom into the footage for that. Using just a chroma slider basically reduces the RGB noise, which is half the problem, in fact, more than half the problem. As you play with the values on the chroma slider, you can notice that the footage looks way more acceptable and we are able to reduce the RGB noise by only using the chroma slider. Again, this may or may not work for some filmmakers. If you're looking for a completely clean image or attempting to match the low noise lighting of other shots, removing digital noise from the shadows can be a daunting task that may fall short of your expectations. So, how can we go about getting rid of this unwanted noise? One possible solution is to increase the luminance, which can help to eliminate the graininess to some extent, albeit only to a limited degree. However, if you use luma instead, you can get rid of the grainy black and white noise that often plagues shadow regions. This method can be highly effective, but it comes at the cost of sacrificing some image detail. One potential solution, and I'm not suggesting that this is a superior method, but rather an alternative way to address the issue, is to add a serial node and access the blur tool. When you increase the amount of blur, it starts to blur the grain, resulting in fewer sharp grains in a smoother looking image. However, the downside to this is that we also lose image details in the process. To overcome this, we can add another node after the blurred node. By moving up on the bar, the tool will blur the image, while moving down will sharpen it. To maintain image clarity, you can sharpen the image by twice the amount of blur applied. For instance, if you have applied a 5% blur, you can sharpen the image by 10% to recover the lost detail. Therefore, in this case, the required value to maintain image detail would be 40. Let's now create a compound node and name it denoise. Its purpose is to remove the sharpening effect of noise while preserving the skin's details. Now, let's see how this compares to when we use the Luma tool as an alternative. Let's just go ahead and increase the values in the Luma slider. That's it. Let's compare the two approaches by setting the Luma back to 0 and enabling the denoise node. What is noticeable is that when we take a close-up of the character's eye, we lose a lot more detail using the denoise node alone to remove noise as compared to using the blur tool to first blur the footage and then sharpen it. We are retaining a lot of skin detail over here, but at the same time we are getting rid of the sharp grain that is present in the deeper shadows of our image. So, it's just another way of dealing with digital noise in general. We propose that this is a better way to clean up the footage than using our Luma tool over here. That's it for this video. In the second part of our noise reduction series, we will delve into the topic of temporal noise reduction and explore the optimal scenarios to implement this technique. Additionally, we will explore the full range of tools available in Resolve and investigate how we can combine multiple nodes to effectively and efficiently clean footage to the best possible degree. Stay tuned and subscribe to our brand new series of tutorials that will help you to create and extract more out of the Resolve and create even more manipulated and sophisticated imagery. Talking about sophisticated imagery, our 2023 FilmForever PowerGrade will release soon. It offers a negative film emulation and a positive film emulation, giving you the ability to replicate the look and feel of those classic film stocks or even create your own unique look. With the ability to modify color components individually, the possibilities are endless. Don't miss out on this powerful tool. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter, subscribe and click on the bell icon, and follow us on Instagram at colorist.factory to stay updated on our PowerGrade release.